Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at 7.5 using an elimination strategy to solve a system of linear equations. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be solving a system of two linear equations like we did in the previous section. This time we're going to be using the elimination strategy. And it's exactly what it sounds. We're going to eliminate a variable. Okay? And to eliminate a variable, here's what we need to do. So if you look at the first example here, these are both in standard form. Ax plus by is equal to c, or if they're in general form, ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Great time to use elimination. So we're going to eliminate a variable. So we can eliminate the x or the y. All right. So I'll do the x this time just because it's first. So it's no big deal. So we're going to name our two equations like we always do. Equation 1, equation 2. Okay. So the two equations are named. All right. So the first equation, what we want to do is, if two of the coefficients are the same, we're all set. Like, so for example, this was a 3x and this was a 3x, then we would just subtract the two equations, but they're not. So what we have to do is we have to first eliminate the variable. Okay? So this first equation, what we're going to do is we're going to take equation 1 and multiply the equation by the least common multiple, which is be 15. So we're going to multiply it by 5. So we take equation 1 and multiply equation 1 by 5. Okay? And you'll see what this is going to do in a minute. And then we're going to multiply equation 2, so equation 1. And then we're going to multiply equation 2 by 3. You guessed it. Okay? And this will create the two coefficients in front of the x variable to be the same. And that's what we want. So we take equation 1 and multiply it by 5. So that means that every term needs to be multiplied by 5. So that will give us 15x. Oh, sorry. That'll give us 15x and minus 20y equals 35, right? So 5 times 3x, 5 times negative 4, and 5 times 7. It has to be multiplied by everything. And then we're going to take 3, and that needs to be multiplied by everything in the brackets. Okay. All right. So the whole equation needs to be multiplied by 5. And we get 15x, that's why we did it. So 15x. Let's steal some of this, just a little more easy. And then 3 times 6 would be 18, and 3 times 8 would be 24. Okay? So now we have these two equations, which are equivalent, right? If we multiply everything, they're equivalent. And now we have the two coefficients that are the same. So this is what we want. Now if we subtract the two equations, that'll eliminate the x values. So we put all this over we underline that, and we're going to subtract everything we see here. Okay? But remember, if we subtract it, you got to make sure everything's in brackets again. Okay? We line up our, like I said, we line up everything there and we're good to go. So what's 15x subtract 15x? Well, it's eliminated. Hence elimination. And then we take negative 20 and we subtract negative 18, which is actually negative 20 plus 18, and that'll give us negative 2y. It'll give us negative 2y, right? Because 20, negative 20, subtract the negative is actually add the opposite, so it ends up being negative 20 plus 18 gives you negative 2y. Okay? And that's going to equal 35 subtract 24, which is 11. Okay? And then, finally, one more step. We just divide these both by 2, right? Sorry, negative 2. And we end up with y equal to negative 5.5. finished. Okay? That gives us the y value. Now, if we want to get the x, corresponding x value, we would substitute it in either equation. So I'll just take the first equation here. All right? And we substitute that back in. Okay? Substitute that equation back in. I'll copy that. And then everywhere we see y, we enter -5.5. Okay, not sure why that went funny on me. All right, and then we multiply -4 by -5.5, which would be +22. Subtract the 22 from both sides. That's gone. So we end up with 7 minus 22. You know, 7 minus 22 is -15. Oh. 7 minus 22 is -15. Divide both sides by 3. And we get -5. Oh, the 1, sorry, -5. Okay, so the solution is the point -5, comma, -5.5, or 11/2. Okay, there's your solution to your question. And this method is called elimination. Okay, to verify, like I said, I go to my Desmos program, I verify these two equations, I go to Desmos, put them both in as you see them, clear these both. So we put in 3x minus 4y equals 7, put in 5x minus 6y equal to 8, and the two intersection points are indeed -5 for x and the one intersection point, the two coordinates, right, the x and y, I apologize, is -5 and -5.5. There's just a quick verification for you, all right? You can also verify by putting them back in. I know I didn't do that in the last question, so if you want to verify your solution, this is called verify your solution, right? I take the second equation because we use the first equation to get the value, so I'll take the second equation, all right? And I substitute my x and y values in. This is again just another way of showing that these values are indeed correct. Okay. So now plug them in, and we get we had -5. For x, and our y value is -5.5, right? So that would give us -25. 5 times -5 is -25. -6 times -5.5 would actually be +33 equals 8. And then -25 plus 33 is indeed 8. So 8 equals 8. Oh. 8 equals 8. Sorry about that. And it's just verifying, right? You can verify your equation by substituting the values in. Just another way to show that it's right. Like so, we got our values for x and y, our coordinate. We verified the solution. I used the second equation. Like if I use the first equation to find the x value or the other y value, and I use the second equation to verify. Just it's a habit. It's good to check both out. And then, like I said, going back to Desmos, plugging those two equations in as is, and you can do it on your graphic calculator again. You just have to change them into y equals form, which you guys know how to do. Okay, so that is using elimination to solve your question, right? What we'll do next is we'll do fractional exponents. So I'll stop the video there, and we will do example 2 from 7.5 next. All right, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll talk again soon.